Hello again, folks. Red with you doing Resonant Rise. I've got a bit of a fun episode planned. I did a little bit of the legwork. You can see where we're at now. And we're going to delve into a mod that I have never, ever once played with ever in any playthrough. And I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's something I've wanted to get into for a while. I just hadn't done it. I've gone ahead and created a little bit of a power setup here. A bunch of, as you guys know, I love my hydro. So I got some electrolytics. There's three of those guys in the back here. And I've hooked up 5 hydrogen generators. I think it runs better with 5, like a 5-to-3 ratio than it does a 2-to-1, but I'm not 100% on that. That's just going on gut feeling. I mean, it's full of hydrogen, but I don't know. I might add another one in here later. I don't know. I'd get now see because this one's completely empty. So I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Whatever. The point is, I got 5 of the hydrogen generators spitting out power. They're running really well, so that's good. Everything looks like it's fired up and working the way that it's supposed to. And what are we going to do with all this power? Well, that, my friends, that is what we're getting into. This brings us right up. I built this a little enclosure so that we've got room to play. Because what we're going to do today is we're going to play with Calclavia's Modular Force Field System. It's a mod, again, I have no experience with whatsoever. So, we're going to kind of learn from it together. This is the Modular Force Field System. It's got all these goodies in here, and basically what it does is it makes force fields. Well, we've watched me build domes out of glass, and I mean, it is what it is. I got scuba gear. I go out and do it, and it's kind of a pain in the keister, but it can be done. Well, I'm going to try and do one now using force fields instead, just to try and tweak things up a little bit. So, the way that it works is this. This is a quick version. I may sit down and do a tutorial for this at some point, but here's the quick version on how this works. Okay, you've got your 3 main items that build force fields: coercion deriver, fortron capacitor, and force field projector. What these guys do, here I'll show you the recipes for each one too. They're fairly straightforward. You're going to need a lot of steel for this mod, a lot of steel. Now, that's not that big of a deal for us. We just combine, manganese and iron in a 1-to-1 ratio, and we get steel. So, because we've had a quarry running, we've got all sorts of goodies. There we go. We got our steel. It requires these focus matrices, which will be, I'm going to say that again, focus matrix. There we go. Matrices. I don't know what the plural. I think matrices is the plural. These are in practically everything that is required from this mod. You'll need a ton of them. They take a diamond and steel. This now it gives you 9. I mean, don't get me wrong. It gives you a chunk of them. But in order to really do this mod and in order to really experience it, you're going to need a fairly decent supply of diamonds in order to get things cranked out. It also needs these energy tablets, which is fairly straightforward stuff. It's just gold and the enriched alloy, which, as we all know, is iron and redstone. Okay, so that's the coercion deriver. Now we need the fortron capacitor. Such fancy names. And again, it's more of our focus matrix, energy tablet, and steel, just in a different pattern. And then the force field projector. Again, focus matrix, energy tablet, another diamond, but what's one more at this point? And more of these guys. Okay? So that's how we get all the machines together. We'll worry about the rest of it later. Okay. So these guys run on either RF. I believe they run on universal electricity. They run on redstone flux, and I think they run on EU. Not sure. I'm not doing any IC2 stuff, so I don't really know for 100% certain. But let's go ahead and set up our derivers. The way to think of it is the derivers are what are going to create Fortron for us. Fortron is the type of force energy used for MFFS machines. It's almost like it knew what it wanted to say. By the way, I will say this. All of this looks very complex, all the way from start to finish, but I will tell you this. It has got great, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Look at that. You can cycle through on the UI. It's amazing how good the UI and GUIs, the documentation is for this mod. It's really one of the reasons that I decided to pick it up and play with it, is because it is pretty darn clear as far as how to do different things. So You can flip through whatever your power supply. 8 RF is 20 kilowatts, is 0.8 MJ, is 2 EU. We're using redstone flux, so that's what I'm going to keep it on. And that way you can kind of see exactly how much is going through the system and how much you need in order to make it work. Okay, so now we've got it all set up. I just like it on RF. Now you can think of these guys. These guys are the equivalent of the hydrogen generators that I use. They're what make the Fortron. Okay, so we've got these guys out here, and they're set because they're on derive. By the way, oh, it changed. It didn't save it. I wonder if it'll save. No, it's not saving it. Weird. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We already know what it is. Okay, let me give you just a brief overview of what some of these things do. Frequency. You can actually set a specific frequency just like you do with a redstone emitter, and it will only interact with other machines on that same frequency, same as the old tesseracts used to be. Okay. Derive. Derive means you're creating Fortron out of redstone flux, EU, whatever your method of power is. The other thing, integrate, is for disseminating that power back into your energy network. So if you want to turn your force field off, you can hit integrate and it'll take all that Fortron, all that force field energy, and it'll put it back through into your system. Now we want derive because we're building a force field. To turn it on, click that button at the top. Boom, watch it go. It's picking up 1.2 megajoules per tick, and it's just going ahead and happily filling up its little internal buffer here. So we'll go ahead and turn, and you'll notice too, it changes colors and it spins on top. I know it does that in the vanilla pack too, as far as texture wise. So don't fret that this is only something that I will see. No, you'll see the same thing. The graphics obviously are slightly different, but it will show you changing colors from red to blue. Okay, so now all three of our guys are up and running, and boy, they are cranking, cranking, cranking. Now again, I haven't done any of this prep work. All I did was build the stuff. Let's make sure that. Yep, looks like our power is looking good so far. This is a big plus. Love my jetpack. Okay, next machine. The Fortron capacitor. You can think of the Fortron capacitor as the machine that takes the Fortron that these guys have created and it puts it into a quote unquote usable state. Okay, so this little guy here, what this guy does is it takes all this Fortron and it's kind of the intermediary between the capacitor goes into the projector. The capacitor is a giant battery. How's that? It's a giant battery for taking all of this energy out of these Fortron generators. I don't care what they're really called. They're Fortron generators. And it puts it all together into a nice, neat little package. Let's set it down. I'm just doing, this is a very compact build. If I wanted it to be pretty, I'd actually spread it out. But because we're working underwater and it's a pain in the keister, I'm leaving it just like this for now. Okay. We get into here. There's a couple of different ways you can set these guys up. Equalize spreads Fortron energy with the machines based on the machine's capacity percentage. Fairly straightforward, and it sounds like Sanskrit, right? Distribute spreads Fortron energy evenly based on the energy amount. And then drain, which is pull all of the energy it possibly can, fill up its charge, and then give energy to linked machines. Okay? Linked devices you'll see at the top here. The default range, and these can all be, by the way, every single thing that you see in here uses the same, and this is beautiful, uses the same upgrade unit. The speed module, the scale module, and there's a few others like translation module and capacity modules. All of these fit into the upgrade slot on every machine. It's not different upgrades for different machines. They're interchangeable, universal. Great mod design in that respect. So right now we've got 4 linked devices. That would be our driver, and itself, the capacitor. All those are within a range of 15. Once you get outside the range of 15, if we were to put something 16 blocks away, it wouldn't work. Okay. Right now, the transmission rate is 250 kilojoules. We can boost that with, again, modules. And it, of course, can be set to a frequency. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Same as before. Whoop, watch it suck. And by the way, you see all these cool blue lights? Yes, indeedy. Eep. I just fell myself down. That's what I was saying. If I wanted this to be pretty, I'd spread it out a little bit. But you can see it, and you'll see it better here in a minute. That's how you know it's working. A, it's turned blue, and B, there's blue lights everywhere. All right, let's take a look. Okay, this guy's staying full. This guy's staying full. Guy in the middle staying full. And this thing is humping out some good stuff. All right, all right, as Matthew McConaughey would say. All right, all right, all right. That's a Dazed and Confused reference for all you kids out there who don't know what I'm talking about. I feel old. Anyway, I am old. Who am I kidding? All right, we are going to go ahead and do the last piece of the puzzle, our force field projector. Now, again, it's red because it's not on. I love this mod. It's very, very smart in the way that it goes about things. And this thing looks beastly to put together. It's okay. I'm going to cover it. Right now, it's facing east. We can change that. Hit it with a wrench. Nothing changes graphically, but you'll see now it's actually coded a different direction. We want it facing north, south, east. We want it facing west. Doesn't really. I hit it too many times, didn't I? I did. There, west. Okay, that means the force field will be projected yanda, that direction. That's south. I just goobered myself. All right, hold on. Let's get that back to south. That's the direction. Okay, south. That's, or did we want to go east? Now let's go south. We're going south. Okay, so now it's set to south. So if we project the force field out, it'll be projecting to the south. If we did it to the other directions, well, duh, it does the other directions. There's a big button here in the middle called mode. Okay, this is the heart of the force field projector. You have to tell it what shape you want built so that it knows what to do. It's got another frequency set up here, just like everything else. You can link it all together, and you'll see there's a bunch of buttons here. Okay, these buttons, if you just leave it blank, it will attempt to form the force field directly on your location. I don't know why it should say mode there. If you do it, say up, or front, or right, or back, or left, and again down, it will actually project the force field into those locations. Okay, so we are going to do a sphere mode. Now, we're not really building spheres, are we? Because we want to build a dome more than anything else. This is filling up nicely. We want to build a dome. That's what we've been doing. So what we do is we take our sphere mode and we're going to couple it with a dome module. Okay, these two are going to go together. Scale modules are going to increase the size of our dome. Speed modules are going to make it go faster. So let's see what we can do here. All right, we want to do this. Well, let's see. Hold on. Like I said, I'm playing with this for the first time. I really don't know what I'm doing yet, and that's okay. All right, we're going to do it like 2 blocks in front of us. Yeah, okay. So let's do it this way. Let's go scale module. We're going to put most of them in here. We're going to take 1, 2. We're going to take 2 out, and we're going to put it 1, 2. I think putting it 2 in front of us will make it do. I think that'll make it go 2 blocks in front of us, I think. And it should be on the same level that we're at. All right, fingers crossed. Next, we're going to take our dome module and put that in. And we're going to take our speed modules and put those in. You'll notice I've waited to do the sphere until the very end because I want to make sure everything's set with scale and speed. And I don't really know, by the way, how big this is going to be. I have no idea. I'm kind of playing it by ear. So we'll see what it looks like. There's one more little guy that we are going to put in here, the sponge module. The sponge module is perfect for what we're doing. The sponge module will take any water or any lava source blocks that it finds in the sphere that you put up within the force field itself. So the force field's going to build any water or lava it finds inside that force field's dimensions. It destroys. It sucks it up and makes it vanish. It's gone. So by putting this module into our dome here, it should eat all of the water immediately. We don't have to fill it up for gravel or sand or dirt or any of the rest of that foolishness. It should just work. I took out a couple of the scale modules because I don't want to make it too big if it's going to eat all the water. I kind of want to see what this is going to do first. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it at scale 3, and I think you can go up to 64. Now, granted, if you make them that big, the power demands are massive. This is a fairly power hungry mod anyway. But the power demands get pretty severe, and the speed at which it creates things is very slow. Now, what you can see right here, this is how much in terms of joules it's going to take in order to run. Right now, there's nothing going, so we don't have to worry about anything. Sphere mode's going in. Take a look at that. That is so cool. All right. I do really do like that. I really do like that. How are we doing on these guys? Okay, it's filling up. It's doing great. It's doing great. Okay. Ooh, it's going to take 560 kilojoules. We can only output 250 kilojoules. So we need, we need a lot. Okay, dag nabbit. Stop trying to throw yourself off of things. How much is this putting out? 1.2 megajoules, which is, what's a megajoule? Okay, 20 kilowatts is zero point 0.8 megajoules. So that means 200 is to 8, right? 200 kilojoules. So 2 joules, 200 is to 8. 200 is to, hold on, I'm doing the math in my head. Okay, so we're basically getting 1.5 times this, right? So we're getting 1.5. So we're getting 60 kilowatts out of each one of these guys. Holy moly. This is going to take a ton more power than I thought it was. Okay, let's take, oh, geez. All right, let's take the speed modules out of there. It'll build slow, and that's okay. All right, 280 kilojoules. And we're getting, I don't know what we're getting. I've lost my noodle. It's okay. We're going to take everything out. We're just going to build it as is, and we're going to see what happens. All right, that's kind of how we're going to go about things. We're going to figure it out as we go. Now that being said, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to make at least one because this isn't going to pump out enough. I need to go make a capacity. I need to make one of these guys, an energy tablet and a focus matrix. So I'm going to hop over there, take care of that, and we will go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me do that. I'm going to cut. Well, heck, it's only going to take me about 60 seconds. I'll just go do that real fast. And then we're going to go back over there. We're going to put it into place. It should have enough to translate and rock and roll. And then we'll kind of see where we go from there. So we're going to need a capacity module, and that's these guys. And we're going to need the recipe for that. So we're going to boop. We're going to build a couple of these just so that I've got a couple extra. And we're going to doop, doop, doop. Okay, so that goes away. Now, oh, it builds 2 of these. Neat. All right, well, we're just going to get 2 of them right off the bat. We'll leave the rest there. We only need a couple. All right, so now off we go back the direction we came. I did build a Tartarite battle axe. I'm working on getting the hey squid. I'm working on getting the textures for it because it looks a little rough, but that's okay. It's a really good weapon. Oh, and by the way, remember in the last episode I talked about building, what were we going to do with all our Tartarite? Remind me, one of the guys went ahead and built the Tartarite enchanter because he heard me talking about it. Beat me to it, that dirty rascal. Anywho, all right, now we've got our capacity modules. They go here. Oh, I shouldn't have built capacity. I meant, oh, diggity fudge nub whatevers. Ugh. All right, I need, where is it? There's one of the, no. I wonder if it's the scale modules. No, scale does range, so that's not it. It's the speed. Speed, that's what it was. Speed does transmission, so I didn't need to go do that. Well, hey, we learned something new today. The scale modules in the capacitor increase the range. The speed modules increase the transmission rate, and the capacity modules increase how much it physically holds in the capacitor. Nifty. Now, we only needed one of these guys, because that's the 300 kilojoules. You know what, though? Well, no, it's fine. Just leave it as is. Okay. We've got it to where it's supposed to be 280 out, and it's going to be 300 coming from this direction, and that seems to be keeping it full. Let's turn it on and see what happens. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. I'm going to move it further out. Ugh, 580 is an awful lot. Let's see. I wanted, because like the thing is, I want to move it further away. Like I want the center of it to be further out. Well, let's just turn it on. Let's see what happens. Bloop. Okay. It turned on spheres in there, right? Oh, that's why. Boom! Look at the blue light. Hope. Oh, baby. Oh, my. Oh, my God. Look at that. Oh, oh, buddy. This is holding it. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Scale module. Let's take this down a notch. Whoa. You can hear the sound too. And the sponge module ate all the water like it was supposed to. Okay, let's move this up. Oh, this is too cool. Wait a minute. I don't know if that's actively doing anything. I may have to mess with it. No, okay, that definitely moved it. Whoop, there it is. Oh my goodness. This is really unbelievably awesome. Look at that. Look at that weirdness. All right, so let's take the scale model out. Let's just take all of it out just to see what it does. All right, where is it creating one? I don't know if it is now. All right, so we need one of these guys. We'll just put one here. Ah! Okay, well that's clearly not what we want to do. We want to do one in front of us. We want to do 8 in front of us. By the way, I probably need to. No, I'm okay here. Okay. Now, why is 8 in front of us doing it that way? Maybe we should do it differently. Maybe we should do it like, I wonder too. If we put the dome mod wait, sphere mode's in there. I can't put dome in there, can I? I can't. Okay, dome has to stay there. Let's take out dome because that seems to be doing some weird things. What the? Ooh. Okay, so Well, anyway, it's going to take some practice to get used to this thing. But I hope you've all learned a little bit today about force fields. Look at this. Let's expand the size of this puppy. Just one more time. Let's take it and do like yonda. Okay, so the water comes back as soon as okay. So the water came back and now is gone. Sort of. I probably should figure out where the No, it's gone again. Okay. So the water comes back and then goes away again. Holy moly, look at this. Look at this. How high up's this go? It goes up to here. This is really neat. Well, kids, this is a dome. Oh, weird. The kelp still has water in it. Yeah, I guess that's what that is, kelp. So you can swim through the kelp. I'm just lighting stuff up for giggles. I don't know if I'm going to leave it like this or what I'm going to do, but this is actually really neat. So there's my force field. Ready-made dome. Where's it? Oh, that actually is like perfect. Now I need to figure out how to make a hole in the back wall so that I can connect it to that room. You see, my friends, there's so much that's going into this. This is so this is so flippin' cool. Well, kids, that's your intro to domes. Um, force fields. Wow, I don't know what the heck we're gonna do with all this kelp though. That's force fields, guys. This is a fully functioning force field. What a good day. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to fiddle with these and see what else I can do with it. Next episode, we're going to start getting. There was a massive update to the Resonant Rise mod pack, and as a result, what was that? Did you see that? I swear something came flying through. As a result of that, the Ars Magica completely changed. It's very, very different from what it was. Blood magic has changed. There's more rituals. You can't pump blood in and out of the altar. You can't do automatic stabby stab. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's changed. We're going to be delving back into those two mods. I'd originally actually wanted to build this building for blood magic. Um, put it right next to the R's. I figured that works out. And we may just go ahead and do it that way. That is so cool. And honestly, the sound is awesome. Anyway, all right. I am going to go play with this, figure out how to make this thing dance and jump and do exactly what I want it to do. But until then, my friends, you know what? Hold on. Let's make this interesting for everybody. We're going to break this all out first so that everybody gets a nice view of what the heck we just did. Get out of there. This is what we've done. I think. Screenshot. Perfect. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. Always like the subscriptions, always like the likes. Appreciate you guys hanging around. Catch you next time.